Hello everyone. It's been a while since I made a video, so thanks for your patience, and just want to give you a heads up. I'm not feeling too great. I have a cold, so if I sound a little scratchy and if I sound a little under the weather, there's a reason. So I wanted to talk to you today about an argument that I see being used. Now, I want to preface this video by saying what it is and what it is not. Okay, what this video is not, it's not a proof or trying to disprove God. It's not what this is. I'm not trying to do that today. Nor is this really about atheism per se. It's not pertaining to that. What it is speaking about one of the arguments that gets used to try and prove God or try to argue for God or for the existence of God. So that's first off. What I want to talk about is the argument from ignorance. And the reason I bring this up is because, recently, you know how it goes. You're in a debate, or you're just in a discussion, I should say, and someone brings this argument out. Now, what happens is, as soon as the argument gets put out, someone will call it out, and they take offense to it. The person who said the argument takes offense. And I want to clarify a couple of things about it to kind of, clear the air, so to speak. The argument from ignorance is not to say that the person is ignorant. And I think when people point out that they use the argument from ignorance, the offending party says, well, you're calling me ignorant, that's just your name calling. Well, no, it's actually a term for a logical fallacy. So the fallacy itself is you can't necessarily prove something in the absence of evidence. So let me give you an example. The argument that normally comes out is, well, you can't tell me how the world was created, or you can't tell me how life on our planet began, so therefore God exists. That's generally how the argument goes. Or, hey, look at all the trees and the birds and all of the beauty in the world. You can't tell me that all got here by accident, so it must be God. And again, I'm speaking of the argument itself. I'm not going to argue whether or not God exists, because I think most of you know where I stand on that. But it's the fallacy of the argument itself. It's the content of the argument of, you can't tell me X, so therefore God. That's not a good way to go about making your case. Because if that were the case, I could come up with any old reason. So, okay, now I can tell you how the world began. I'll tell you how the world began. It was horses that started the world 8 billion years ago in a sprinkle garden, and all of a sudden life came forth from a bucket of sprinkles. So there you go. So now you can't tell me that I'm wrong. You can't tell me that that's not true because you weren't there. So that's basically what the argument sounds like. It's like you're saying, because we don't know the most, I guess, a detailed account of how the world began or how life was created, you're inserting a creator into that. And we can't say that for sure either. So that's why the argument doesn't work well. And I point these out mainly to help people that are arguing for God. Actually, I want you to see that. I want you to see why these arguments do not hold up. They don't hold up because you could substitute anything. You could say, well, you can't tell me how humans evolved, so therefore Zeus did it. Therefore the flying spaghetti monster did it. You could substitute God for any item that you want to. So, I go back to saying that, I don't know, come up with better arguments, I guess. Those arguments have been used over and over again, and every time I hear it, it's almost as if we got to start from square one and, backtrack and explain, use the argument from ignorance. You're saying because we don't know, therefore God did it. And that's just not a strong case to make. So, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to make that, make a quick video about it. And I don't know. I continue to hear the same arguments, and they're just not getting us anywhere. Let's come with something different. Give me something that's hard to invalidate, So, I don't know. That's what I got. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, rate, all that good stuff. So, thanks.